Hi guys, this is Mr. Martinez here. I hope you're all staying safe and healthy at home. I am going to be creating a series of videos for you guys to introduce you to some art resources that you can use while you're at home. You probably don't have all the same art supplies at home as we did in the classroom. So, all of the resources I'm going to share with you will focus on using either just a tablet or a phone, or basic art supplies like crayons, colored pencils, markers, paper, and so on. Today's application and art resource just needs some pieces of paper, possibly some scissors, and some coloring supplies like crayons or colored pencils. You might want to stay away from markers for this one, and I'll let you know why in a second. What we're going to be doing is looking at an application that shows you how to fold origami animals and objects. For those of you who don't know, origami is a Japanese art form where an artist takes a flat piece of paper and folds it up into an object. The artist doesn't use any tape or any scissors, doesn't cut or rip the paper at all. They always start with a square piece of paper, and they always end with something 3D. So, this application is kind of like a virtual origami how-to book that has animations to show you how to fold each step of your project. So let me show you what that looks like. If you download the application, which looks like this in the bottom right hand corner, it's an orange square with a folded up white bird on it. Okay. You're going to be brought to a list of projects that come in lots of different categories. Okay? So, let's say I want to do an animal. I'd click on animal, and it brings me to a list of animals that I can make. Now, some of them you have to download, but that's okay because they're all free. Just make sure you ask for permission before you download. And each one comes with a list of steps. The steps tell you how many folds you have to make in order to create the animal. So, for example, the giraffe takes 14 steps or 14 folds, while the fox only takes 7. Choose a project that is at your challenge level. If you've never done origami before, pick something more simple. If you've done it before, pick something a little bit more complicated. I am going to click on this fox here. Okay. When you click on it, you see that the fox has 7 steps, and it shows you a picture of what it's going to look like when it's done. So, when you hit start, you are brought to the first step of how to make your origami animal or object. Now, the reason why I told you that you might want some scissors to go along with your paper is because origami, as I mentioned before, always starts off with a square. So if you don't have any square paper at home, you're going to have to trim your paper to get it to be a square. And the reason why I asked you to grab some crayons or colored pencils is because origami paper always comes with a white side and a colored or designed side. So you're going to want to color one side of your square pieces of paper. This will make it easier for you to follow the instructions. Now, the reason why I said to avoid markers is because markers, when they dry, tend to make paper all folded up and crinkly, and it's going to make it harder to fold later. So crayons would work best, and colored pencils would work well too. Now, once you have your designed paper that's white on one side and square, you're going to start with your first step. Hitting the spirally arrow at the bottom of the screen reanimates all the steps for you. So if you miss a step, you can hit the spirally arrow and see it again. There's also words on the screen that tell you how to fold the paper. When you are done with the step that's in front of you, you can hit the right arrow to move on to the next step. And again, if you miss the step, you can hit the spirally arrow to replay the step. If you ever feel like you made a mistake or need to go back, you can hit the left arrow to go back. Once you get to the end of all the steps and follow along, you will be able to see